Here.
Castillo.
Here.
Gonzalez.
Here.
Nasco.
Yes.
Padlo.
Here.
Pereira.
Here.
Trujillo.
Yes.
Montero.
Yes, here. We're now going to go into the public portion of the meeting. At this time, the microphones are open for the public comment. To those who have signed in prior to this session, I shall call individuals to the microphone based on the order of the sign-in. Each statement made by a participant shall be limited to 3 minutes in duration. The total time of public comment shall be limited to 60 minutes. No individual is able to yield their time to another individual. All statements shall be directed to the presiding officer. No participant may address or question board members individually. The following rules for public participation shall apply. Time limits will be strictly enforced. No personal attacks on individuals. No vulgar or indecent language. A person may address the board no more than once during a single meeting, and speakers should refrain from naming individuals, and comments or questions posed during the public participation will not be debated. As a reminder, this is a meeting of the board in public, not a meeting of the public. At this time, I call to the microphone Ms. Pia Carvajal.
Good evening.
Good evening, Ms. Carvajal.
I'd like to thank you for everything. I'd like to thank you for the new school number 8, the lottery. Irena will be there. I let her make the choice because it's my daughter. I respect her. She's 11 years old. She should be able to make her choices. So she took a tour and she said she wanted to try. However, I like to say Irena is a product of School 14, School 4, the little schoolhouse where she was when she was 3 years old, School 51. So whatever, the new construction, new advance, all the things, wonderful things. I look at the school, this school is wonderful. Please remember the neighborhood schools because there is a place where you're gonna get your new gifted and talented kids. That's the place where you could get the new doctors, engineers, artists. Irena developed her artistic abilities in painting. There is where she got the trend of, she was awarded as a child artist, so, wonderful artist. I'm not gonna say names because I'm afraid I'm gonna forget the name of the teacher and they're not gonna be, they're not gonna be happy with me. All of them work so hard. And also to consider, please, we need, in Batin, they need, I keep thinking we need, I'm still trying to get used to it, Batin will need a new guidance counselor, we are losing Miss Melissa Marquez. If there's any way you could consider to recall, that would be wonderful. Mr. Candelino will have 900 students. I know I'm going to school 8 and Batin will be my heart, and I know 900 students will need 4 people, Mr. Candelino, Miss Roper, Miss Melissa, Miss Andrea, or whoever replaces Miss Melissa. And I like to say that she was a wonderful person, worked very nice especially with the kids that are troubled, the special needs kids. So losing a person like that, I don't know how much is good for this district, We need people that want to work with the heart, not just people that, have the knowledge. It's very important. And again, I like to say, in order to move forward, we also need security. Kids are going to be kids all the time. If you said he's going to be sitting on the chair, how many kids will be sitting on the chair, they're kids. So we need more than one, maybe one security if you could. Since Ella retired, they didn't send more. So that's about Batin. And Batin will be my heart, and just don't forget about Batin. That's all I have to say. And thank you. I will always, I'll be in school aid, and probably I'm gonna come here and ask you about the school aid too. But in the meantime, thank you very much, and have a nice summer.
Thank you, Ms. Carvajal, for your comments. Seeing that there are no other speakers that signed in today, I close the public portion part of the meeting. Ms. Carvajal, I also want to congratulate you. I think I just heard that your child was selected in the lottery to attend school number 8. and I'm sure Commissioner and Board Member Mr. Trujillo would probably like to make a few comments, because I know Mr. Trujillo was one of our strong proponents for opening that school down in the Elizabethport area, School Number 8, so I'm sure I'll yield the time to Mr. Trujillo.
Thank you, Mr. President. Ms. Carval, after last week's meeting, we had a great telephone conversation, and we didn't know this news. This is great news. It's funny how it worked out. I was telling Ms. Carvajal, that I wish more parents had the passion for education for their children that you have. It takes a lot to raise a child, and you're really special in that sense. And I'm glad this worked out for you, because I think your daughter is really going to benefit from the opportunities at School 8. As you know, I live in that neighborhood, and there was a lot of back and forth of how that space was going to be used. It's a small space, but I can tell you the demand for that space now is incredible. Without having opened it yet, so many parents are excited about being there. So I congratulate you for having the opportunity for your daughter, and the courage that you demonstrate every day by advocating for her and other children. I know in School 4 is going to miss you. They're going to, I don't know who's going to fill that void you're going to leave there, but knowing you, you'll try to do both. You'll probably be going back and forth. So I wish you luck, you and your daughter, okay? And like always, should I be of any assistance, I'd be more than happy to help. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Trujillo. Thank you, Mr. Trujillo. Is there any other board members who'd like to comment? Seeing none, Mr. Kennedy, would you take us through the agenda?
Thank you. Approval of the minutes of the board meeting of June 6th.
Approve the minutes?
Second. Moved by Commissioner Gonzalez, seconded by Commissioner Trujillo. Any comments, questions? Seeing none, roll call. I'm sorry. Ms. Pappas?
Mr. Kennedy, I have a question.
Ms. Pappas, can you speak to the microphone?
Sorry. Mr. Kennedy, I have a question. At the last board meeting, I had asked about the elevator, and I know that you had told me that we're working with a different vendor, but I went to Halsey and there's no one working on it. Do you know any movement?
They were hired, and they're still waiting for the parts to come in on that elevator.
So it'll be done this summer, let's say?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Roll call.
Seeing any other questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call.
Bathless. Colella. Castillo.
Yes.
Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nazca.
Yes.
Padla.
Yes.
Pereira.
Yes.
Trujillo.
Yes.
Montero.
Yes.
Tab number 2A, personnel report.
Move the report.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Trujillo, seconded by Commissioner Gonzalez. Any questions or comments?
Mr. President, I have a question.
Mr. Nasco.
The amended page 11 that we received, what's the difference between the original and the
What page is that, Mr.?
11?
11.
The original just had June 1st, 2013. The revision is the time period of June 1st through June 30th.
So these people will only be employed for June 30th?
This is for the month of June. There were certification issues,
Okay.
and once that was resolved, we brought them back to the month of June. And their status for next year, they would notice whether they were renewed or not renewed for the next school year back in May.
Okay.
Excuse me, I didn't receive
Ms.
any,
Pappas?
I didn't receive any additions, I didn't receive the corrected page 11.
Ms. Pappas?
I have, thank you
Okay,
so
any comments or questions? Seeing none, roll call?
Backles,
Yes.
Colella,
Yes.
Castillo,
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Nazca,
Yes.
Padla,
Yes.
Pereira.
Yes, with an abstention on page 13.
Trujillo,
Abstain?
Montero,
Yes.
tab number 3, tuition report.
Pay the tuition?
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Gonzalez, second by Commissioner Padla. Any questions, comments?
Mr.
Mr. Trios?
President, if I may, I'd just like to remind my colleagues that when we pay this tuition here, this is one of the excellent benefits that we provide our citizens in the great state of New Jersey through our Elizabeth Board of Education. It's the ability to find the opportunities for the children who have special needs. And often we contract with people outside our district who are specialized and provide the help that we can't in district. Every child deserves a great education and every opportunity to learn. And unfortunately, we can't provide all the services, especially to the real serious cases. And I want the parents there to know that I will never support eliminating any of these programs. As long as there's a child out there that needs this education, money shouldn't be an issue when it comes to special needs. And I will be supporting the report.
Thank you, Mr. Trujillo. Any other comments or questions? Seeing none, roll call?
Backles,
Yes.
Colella,
Yes.
Castillo,
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Nazca,
Yes.
Padla, yes. Pereira,
Yes.
Trujillo,
Absolutely, yes.
Montero,
Yes.
For A, considerations.
Move the resolution?
Moved by Commissioner Gonzalez, second by Commissioner Padla. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call?
Backles,
Yes.
Colella,
Yes.
Castillo,
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Nazca,
Yes.
Padla, yes. Pereira,
Yes.
Trujillo,
Mr. Kennedy, there is a request in here from the state police, I believe. Is that the right tab, or saw it in here? Is that 4B or 4A?
That's for me.
Okay. My vote is yes.
Montero.
Yes.
4B, use of facilities.
Mr. President, I'd like to move the report, waiver of all fees number 1 through 4.
Second?
Moved by Commissioner Nasco, second by Commissioner Trujillo. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call?
Wait, I'm sorry, excuse me. Did Mr. Nasco say 1 through 4 or 1 through 5?
I have 4.
There was, we received a packet at home that had 5 items.
Oh. So that was 1 through 4? He didn't have it in his package, he only had 1 through 4. The 5th is a request of the state, New Jersey State Police.
Mr. Kennedy, let's make that waiver of all fees 1 through 5.
Mr. Kennedy, I didn't receive the tab for.
Those all came out last night, or sent home last
Could
night.
somebody get one to Ms. Baptist?
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, Mr. President, while she reviews that, if I
Oh,
may.
no, I'm sorry. It's here. I'm sorry. I left it in my packet. It's here. Thank you.
May I make a comment, Mr.? May I make a motion to make comments? Open up the floor for comments?
Officer Nasco made the motion.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Nasco, seconded by Commissioner Pereira. Comments by
Yes.
Phil?
Please. This is a great honor for us. I'm going to ask that my colleagues accept this and waive all fees. The New Jersey State Police has requested through Reverend Stephanie Bartley, a conversation they had, if you all remember, during the excellence, I believe it's the excellence perfect score, I believe it was, perfect score ceremony. We were privileged to have several guests, and among them was then Attorney General Jeff Chiesa, who is currently serving as a senator, U.S. Senator, and also the name of the gentleman from the state police, I believe it was, here it is, Major General Lewis, Jr. And they were so impressed by the facility there and the ability for us to hold so many people. They're requesting to hold the prestigious graduation of the state troopers there, and I think that's a great honor to be able to host such a prestigious event. And I hope that we can all vote in affirmative and send a clear message that we support the state police enforcement. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Trillo. Any other comments? Seeing none, roll call?
Backwards.
Yes.
Colella.
Yes.
Castillo.
Yes.
Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nazca.
Yes.
Padla.
Yes.
Pereira.
Yes.
Trujillo.
Yes.
Montero.
Yes.
Tab 4BB, use of facility with fees.
Move the report.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Pereira, second by Commissioner Padlo. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call?
Backwards.
Yes.
Colella.
Yes.
Castillo.
Yes.
Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nazca.
Yes.
Padla.
Yes.
Pereira.
Yes.
Trujillo.
Yes.
Montero.
Yes.
4C, request for field trips.
Move the trips.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Trujillo, second by Commissioner Speakman. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call?
Backwards.
Yes.
Colella.
Yes.
Castillo.
Yes.
Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nazca.
Yes.
Padla.
Yes.
Pereira.
Yes.
Trujillo.
Yes.
Montero.
Yes.
Superintendent's report.
Thank you, Mr. Kennedy. Mr. President, members of the board, the public, and viewers at home, I'd like to share with you the excellence news that has occurred in our schools since our last board meeting. On Saturday, May 4th, the Elizabeth High School Orchestra participated in the Big Apple Classic Music Festival at the College of Staten Island Center for the Performing Arts. Elizabeth High School Orchestra received a gold ranking and placed first in the orchestra category. Elizabeth High School guidance counselor Anthony DiDonato will be participating in the Harvard Summer Institute on College Admissions from Sunday, June 16th through Thursday, June 20th. On May 29th, students from Juan Pablo Duarte, Jose Julian Marti, school number 28, participated in Law Day at the Union County Courthouse. On May 31st, students from Ms. Storikovici class of Juan Pablo Duarte, Jose Julian Marti, school number 28, visited the Staten Island Children's Museum. Jonathan Hernandez, a sophomore at Elizabeth High School, was invited to the Goddard Space Flight Center in Greenbelt, Maryland, after he and a team of students from across the country won the Real World in World Design Challenge. On June 6, 19 high school students from throughout Union County were awarded Gateway Scholarships at the breakfast hosted by the Gateway Scholarship Foundation. 7 seniors of the Elizabeth Public School were recipients of $1,000 Gateway Scholarships, and 4 students were recipients of Healthy Leap Scholarships of $500.
On May 18, students in the middle school band program at Ronald Reagan Academy, School number 30, traveled to Hershey, Pennsylvania to compete in the Arts Festival. Under the direction of Meredith Foreman, students in both the Ronald Reagan Academy Concert Band and the Ronald Reagan Academy Jazz Band placed first in a very competitive field of 9 bands. They received an award for Best Overall Concert Band. Pierre Camaillot, an 8th grader who played the tenor sax, also placed first in the Jazz Soloist category. The community was treated to an enlightening music event entitled A Strings Night Out, located at Thomas Jefferson Arts Academy. The intent of this program was to build rapport and foster strings education in secondary schools. During this event, teachers were able to highlight their ensemble talents as well as collaborate and share creative ideas. First to perform under the direction of Mrs. Cho Murphy was Dr. Orlando Adair Academy School number 26 String Orchestra, who performed Bell Street Strut by Doug Spada and the Pirates of the Caribbean by Klaus Badelt. Dr. Albert Einstein Academy School number 29 String Ensemble under the direction of Sean Gleeman performed Ode to Joy by Beethoven. Finally, the Elizabeth High School Orchestra under the direction of Shakura Ismail performed works from Haydn, Lindsay Sterling, and Bert Lejeune. Additionally, the Elizabeth High School Orchestra featured 5 soloists. The evening ended with an energetic collaborative performance of the American Fiddle Melody with all schools up on stage. 10 sophomores represented each high school: Elizabeth High School, Alexander Hamilton Preparatory, and William Halsey Leadership Academy at the yearly Ruby Business Plan Competition at Rutgers University. Students were divided into 6 groups of 5 with the ultimate goal of creating and presenting their original business plans to a panel of judges. Halsey's National Academy Foundation, the Academy of Finance, was awarded first place, and second place was awarded to both Hamilton and Elizabeth High School. Congratulations to all the Ruby students that participated this year. Students at Halsey Academy of Finance had the privilege of visiting the National Mall in Washington, D.C. Robert Morris, School number 18, presented a student production of Alice in Wonderland. $15 Elizabeth High School students received a total of $22,500 in scholarships from the Albert and Louise Davis Scholarship Fund of the Rotary Club of Elizabeth at the Rotary Club's May 29th luncheon at the Garden Restaurant. William F. Halloran, School number 22, attended the Festivals of Music competition in Washington, D.C., Virginia, and Maryland. They placed first place Jazz Choir, excellent rating first place, 7th and 8th grade concert choir, excellent rating first place jazz band, superior rating first place, wind ensemble, excellent rating first place, 7th and 8th grade string orchestra, good rating, Ovidio Chavez, outstanding soloist on the trumpet. Terrence Riley, School number 7 choir, ensembles, the TCR Musical Notes and the TCR Girls Chorus had a wonderful opportunity of competing in Dorney Park. Both choirs scored superior, earning them each first place in the competition. In addition, the TCR Girls Choir was awarded an overall performance award. On May 18th, School number 22 and 21, along with other community sponsors, held a family fun 5K run and walk. Proceeds from this event benefit Children's Specialized Hospital in Mountainside. The Elizabeth High School Orchestra participated in the East Brunswick, New Jersey Symphony Orchestra Festival. The Elizabeth High School received a ranking of silver and had a very strong performance. And the model that represents Terrence C. Riley School number 7, school community is Together We Can, and it is the perfect metaphor to explain the mosaic mural. Small pieces of tile and other objects are placed together to create a picture that tells a story. Artist and resident Deborah Golitz worked with the Terrence C. Riley School community, conducting classes on the art of tile making to help create the mosaic mural that now adorns the ground floor hallway leading to the International Cafe. The school was awarded a grant from the New Jersey State Council on the Arts and Arts Horizon to work with professional artists in residence. The mosaic mural was officially unveiled to the school community at the June 6th meeting of the Elizabeth Board of Education. Mr. President, that concludes my report.
Thank you, Mr. Superintendent, for the report. Ms. Kennedy?
Tab number 5, authorization report.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Pereira, seconded by Commissioner Gonzalez. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call.
Bacalas.
Yes.
Colella.
Yes.
Castillo.
Yes.
Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nazca.
Yes.
Padlo.
Yes.
Pereira.
Yes.
Trujillo.
Yes.
Montero.
Yes.
Tab 6, finance and accounting report.
Move the report. Second.
Moved by Commissioner Gonzalez, seconded by Commissioner Pavlo. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call.
Bacalas.
No.
Colella.
Yes.
Castillo.
Yes.
Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nazca.
Yes.
Padlo.
Yes.
Pereira.
This is tab 6.
Tab 6, correct.
Abstain.
Trujillo.
Abstain.
Montero.
Abstain.
6A, transfer of funds.
Transfer the funds.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Trujillo, seconded by Commissioner Gonzalez. Questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call.
Bacalas.
Yes.
Colella.
Yes.
Castillo.
Yes.
Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nazca.
Yes.
Padlo.
Yes.
Pereira.
Yes.
Trujillo.
Yes.
Montero.
Yes.
Tab number 7, award of contracts.
Move the report. Second.
Moved by Commissioner Pereira, seconded by Commissioner Gonzalez. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call.
Bacalas.
No.
Colella.
Yes.
Castillo.
Yes.
Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nazca.
Yes.
Padlo.
Yes.
Pereira.
Yes.
Trujillo.
Yes.
Montero.
Abstain.
7A, supplemental award of contracts.
Award the contracts.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Trujillo, seconded by Commissioner Gonzalez. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call.
Bacalas.
This is 7.
7A.
Yes.
Colella.
Yes.
Castillo.
Yes.
Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nazca.
Yes.
Padlo.
Yes.
Pereira.
Yes.
Trujillo.
Yes.
Montero.
Yes.
Eight, communications, miscellaneous communications, there are none. Tab 9, claims list.
Pay the claim.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Trujillo, seconded by Commissioner Espina. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call.
Bacalas.
Yes.
Colella.
Yes.
Castillo.
Yes.
Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nazca.
Yes.
Padlo.
Yes.
Pereira.
Abstain.
Trujillo,
Abstain.
Montero,
Same.
Tab 10, resolution NJSIAA membership for 2013 and 14.
Move the resolution. Second.
Moved by Commissioner Trujillo, seconded by Commissioner Pereira. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call.
Bacalas,
Yes.
Colella,
Yes.
Castillo, Gonzalez,
Yes.
Nazca,
Yes.
Padla, yes. Pereira,
Yes.
Trujillo,
Yes.
Montero,
Yes.
Resolution 10A, Union County Ed Services Commission.
Move the
Environmental-
resolution. Second.
Moved by Commissioner Trujillo, seconded by Commissioner Pereira. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call.
Bacalas,
Yes.
Colella,
Yes.
Castillo,
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Nazca,
Yes.
Padla, yes. Pereira,
Yes.
Trujillo,
Yes.
Montero.
Yes.
Resolution 10B, new school attendance areas and attendance lines.
Move the resolution.
Moved by Commissioner Espina,
Second.
seconded by Commissioner Trujillo. Mr. Superintendent, would like to have some comments?
Mr. President, tonight I present to the board for their consideration the new district lines for school 21, 12, and 27. The proposed lines were reviewed by a board committee and recommended to the full board. Obviously, the public knows that under the leadership of President Montero, we will be opening up a new school that's been under construction for September. And that will be the Victor Mavlag School number 21 to replace the old neighborhood school that existed there. We are happy that it will be open in the 13-14 school year. And in preparation for the opening, we wanted to adjust the district lines. The current district lines for school 21 are such that the population of the school would be smaller than the capacity of the new school building. So we shifted the lines into the existing school 12 zone so that we could have an enrollment of at least 500 students going to school, the new school 21. We kept the school 12 neighborhood around 700 students, and we were able to lower the enrollment size for school 27 by taking some of the students from the 27 zone and shifting it into the 12 zone. So my hope is that the board will approve this, and then the district will start to send out letters in July announcing to the community that they belong in school 21 zone, or if they were in 27 zone before that, they will now be in school 12 zone. And the drawings up front on the easel, the actual maps were sent to the board members at home.
Mr. President, if I may say something as well with that?
Thank you for your comments, Mr. Superintendent. Mr. Gonzalez? I'm sorry, Mr. Powell.
I grew up in that neighborhood and attended school number 21, and it was great then. And I think redoing these lines, I got to see them a little while ago during our committee meeting, and this is now going to open this school to, I don't remember the exact numbers, but it's going to be like an additional 200 children now that are going to have the opportunity to go to this brand new school. So I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to, I think the parents are going to be very happy, especially that they're going to have, the opportunity to get their kids into this school. It's something that the board and everybody in the district worked on, so hard over the last few years, and it's great that in September that it's finally going to open. And I just think having as many children as possible in that school is going to be great for that neighborhood.
Thank you, Mr. Powell. And Ms. Powell, I also want to commend Commissioner Padlow, because I know School 21 over the years, it's been stop and go, and it's been, just hell to get that school, finally at the point of completion. And I just really want to thank Commissioner Padlow. He has been working on this tirelessly for the past several months, working with the SDA, right here with the Properties Committee and administration, and making phone calls, being on top of it. And we have now gotten the assurances that this school is going to finally open. And it's really, we want to thank Mr. Powell for staying on top of it and being so involved with that. Thank you. Mr. Trillo?
If I may, Mr. President, it has been a long time coming. Unfortunately, it's taken a lot longer than we would have liked. The old way of building schools, is the structure that they had used in the past was full of corruption and very dysfunctional bureaucracy. Fortunate for us, this new administration has taken a lead in making sure that this school finally opens. I remember prior to me being elected for my first term on this board, I attended a ceremony there where they broke ground. And I remember my first properties committee, when they asked why they wanted to keep the facade to this building, that was a big holdup. They wanted to keep the old facade and connect the new school to it. I've never built a house, but I've been around construction in my family for a long time. When you try to join an old building with a new building, that's hard, and especially something of that magnitude. And they were just stuck on that idea. And I remember it took a while, and just couldn't understand. The frustration was, it seemed like a simple fix, and the bureaucracy was so big. Just to get somebody to look at the plans again, they would have to rebuild it. It was just such a hard time to get. I remember losing my temper with the state people several times, and I think at one time they threatened not to come if I was in the meeting, because I would get so upset at them that they just couldn't give me a common sense answer. It was all, it was all sugarcoating everything, and here we are, and we're finally on the verge of opening this. At any time we're able to add class space to such a large district, we're near 23,000 children, it is a great achievement. You could go throughout the state and you will be hard pressed to find, even throughout the country, be hard pressed to find a city like Elizabeth who's had so much success building so many schools and rebuilding these old schools. And there's still a lot to go, but in a city like ours where space really isn't available, it's really hard to find one. It really brings great joy to me to know that this administration in Trenton now is committed to urban school districts and the education of urban children, and that includes building schools. For those who don't know, we're waiting on the groundbreaking we broke ground on the ceremonial groundbreaking of the high school, the new high school, and I know there's plans, and you know what, I'd like to congratulate Mr. Cuoto and the great staff you have here, because they really knew how to build schools. They were ahead. They learned the program. They learned how the state wanted it, and it wasn't because of lack of trying or effort or ever. It was the state that kept holding it up. Unfortunately, we couldn't control a lot of that. But the parents in Elmora who waited so long, such a long time to finally a reality, the school's actually going to open. I think it's great, and it's going to lead that. We just, Mr. Montero and I were just at the 8th grade graduation for School 27, and that school just has blown up. There's so many children in that area that go to that school, and to know that we're going to be able to alleviate that, it's very good news. So I am glad that we're going to expand the lines as well. and we're gonna give more children the opportunity to learn in such a great facility. I know the staff there now is great. They're doing a great job. And now that school is really gonna be at home where it belongs. And I just can't wait to be able to bring that in. It's been a long, long time coming. And I wish I don't think those guys are there anymore. They used to work for the state back then, they used to yell at. But I like to yell at them one more time, because God, they made us wait so long. Had they done their job, we would have been here a long time ago. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Trujillo. Any other comments? Seeing none, roll call.
Bathos. Colella.
Yes.
Castillo.
Yes.
Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nazca.
Yes.
Padla.
Yes.
Pereira.
Yes.
Trujillo.
Absolutely, yes.
Montero.
Yes. Actually, Mr. Kenny, if I may, just really quickly. Mr. Gonzalez, I know we're working on something in regard to notifying the residents of that area about the School 21 opening and who's going to qualify. And I believe you're working on mailing something out in the very, very near future. Would you like to maybe tell us a little bit about it?
Within the next week, we'll be sending out a communication.
Well, within the next week, we're going to be sending out a communication that details the opening of School 21 and the idea from the school board to set up a temporary mobile center which provides information to people in the community on a weekly basis, and that's going to start as of July 10th, every Wednesday from 9 in the morning till 2 in the afternoon. So all the way through the opening of the school, there's going to be our Excellence One mobile unit is going to be on site, where there'll be team members there providing information to anybody that comes by to find out about registration for their child. And for those individuals that are in the school 12, 27, and the 21 community, they're going to be receiving information from us advising them about the new design of the district. As you know, the opening of the redesign of the district helps alleviate overcrowding at school 12 and at school 27, so everybody's winning in this particular proposition.
Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez. See, over the past several years, there's been so much information in that area about School 21, so we really want to get this right. So for a point of clarification for everyone at home watching this, and correct me if I'm wrong, so you said starting July 10th, we're going to have our mobile command center in front of School 21, and then what street is that going to be on? So it's going to be right in front of the school on Shelley.
On Shelley, every Wednesday from 9
Every
a.m.
Wednesday
through 2
from 9 a.m. till 2 p.m. Somebody will be manning the command center, and all information will be provided for anyone who's interested. As Mr. Gonzalez said, from School 12, students from 27, students attending School 21. So once again, starting on July 10th and every Wednesday thereafter until the opening of that school, we're going to have a mobile command center outside the front of School 21 from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez. And you're going to also be mailing something out to all the residents in that area. Okay, and anyone else may have any additional questions or seeking additional information, please come to the Lindbergh Board of Education, Mitchell Building, and we'll be more than happy to help you. Thank you.
Next is the second reading of the revised regulation and exhibit for file code number 6142.1, which is acceptable use of technology, electronic mobile devices, and we have a resolution for adoption.
Second.
Moved by Commissioner Gonzalez, second by Commissioner Trujillo. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, roll call.
Bathilith.
Yes.
Colella.
Yes.
Castillo.
Yes.
Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nazca.
Yes.
Padla.
Yes.
Pereira.
Yes.
Trujillo.
Yes.
Montero.
Yes.
That concludes the agenda.
Okay, the president now requests a motion to go into private session to consider matters under the Open Public Meetings Act, specifically for discussion of personnel, specifically WB and JT and Special Education Resolution LS. Harassment, intimidation, and bullying results, workman's compensation claim, specifically KH. The board will reconvene in public to take formal action. Thank you.
Motion to go into private?
Second.
Motion by Mr. Nasco, second by Commissioner Trujillo. Roll call.
Bathurst. Colella.
Yes.
Castillo. Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nasco.
Yes.
Padla.
Yes.
Pereira.
Yes.
Trujillo.
Yes.
Montero.
Yes.